Guys, welcome to the first ever Wellish short. I'm so excited about this. This is like a very chill corner of Wellish. I'm not trying to like preach at you guys today. We're just going to do a little hangy hang, you and I. I thought it would be fun to like make this a little bit more confessional of a vibe. You know what I mean? Because like the podcast, I feel like has really transitioned. Like, I think that I tried to be more confessional and advicey at the same time, and I just like don't know how well that works because like you guys are gonna be like, you're nuts. Why would we take advice from you? So like we'll leave our advice to be one whole video, and if you are into the insane brain behind the podcast, hi, welcome to Wellish Shorts. I'm so happy to have you here. Let me give you my logic behind this too, because it does seem like a little funny for somebody who, wait, I have my TV on still. I'm literally Below Deck is playing currently. Let me turn that off. I'm not even watching Below Deck right now. It's just running from Salt Lake City Housewives. I want to start watching Below Deck. That's a story for a different day. Logic behind this is that I feel that it is a little silly for a self-improvement girly to come on here and say like, hi, yes, I'm a self-improvement girly with all of this advice and knowledge, and actually still have all of these like fucked up issues that happen inside of my head, because it always kind of positions you as less credible in a fucked up way. And I hate that because, but I understand it at the same time. Like when I go to YouTube or to wherever to find videos to fix me, which is what we're talking about today, is that I want to know that what I'm doing is going to work. And the way that I know it's working is when I look at another person that it's worked for. So turning around and showing up in a way that's like, yeah, hey, I'm not perfect. Like, this is the advice I have, but like, I'm still fucked up, makes it feel less achievable for us, whether we like that or we don't. But that's just the fucking reality of it, okay? And I don't really care if it's more important to me to communicate honestly with you guys about the reality of what my life looks like, and know that it's not this perfect self-improved image that I just like glide around the streets of Chicago like a baddie all of the time. Like, I don't know, it's so inspirational and hope inspiring to look at people do that, but it just at the end of the day makes me feel like shit because I just never feel like I achieve the goal that I want to achieve. So my goal here is to create a space that you can be self-improved and you can be well, but you can also not have everything together all of the time. So here are my confessions in an effort to keep us grounded and human and relatable, and just like that you and I really are the same. So for today's confession, I want to talk to you guys about my problem solver brain, okay? Because it's a problem. It's not always a good thing. You would think that having a problem solver brain would help you solve problems. And granted, does it? Sure. But it is so deep rooted in how I navigate everything in my life that it literally gets to a point of insanity. It's like literally insanity. And you know what? I just want to throw out there too is it makes you feel pretty alone because it's hard for people to understand you because the depth of thought that I get into with the way that I problem solve literally every facet of my life makes it feel like when people don't do that, you're like, but you're not getting me. I don't mean it like that. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I think of this when it comes to self-improvement in itself, that I think that I get so latched on to the idea of self-improvement because it creates a problem-solving atmosphere. It creates a setting in which I have this problem and the self-improvement will help me solve it. It positions me in this place that if I do this thing, then the thing that I don't like will come to an end. And it is kind of fucked up because it never comes to an end, because self-improvement is like this ongoing thing, it leaves me feeling like I will never be happy or I'll never find peace in my life. And that obviously doesn't work. And what I end up doing is spiraling. If something feels uncomfortable or something feels wrong or something feels unfamiliar, it causes me to get into my head and think I cannot stop thinking about it until I've figured it out. Like I have to ruminate and spiral on it over and over and over and over until it makes sense inside of my brain, until I've come up with some sort of a solution. And the fucked up part about it is the solution could not even be anywhere close to the truth. It's just something that makes enough sense to my brain that I've made it make sense. Like, for example, let's say somebody does something that I don't like. Somebody does something that makes me feel uncomfortable, okay? Let's just for sake of example, let's say someone was talking shit about me behind my back, okay? And I find out about it. And I'm going to spiral and freak out about and think about all of the things that I did. I'm going to think about every time I interacted with that person, everything that I did that correlated to the thing that they were talking shit about. And I'm going to come up with a solution that they have an insecurity from this childhood thing that I know about them that's made them project this feeling onto me, and it's actually nothing to do with me, and I don't have to care about what other people think because really at the end of the day it has to do with them. Now, is that potentially a truth? Sure. It's kind of like what we were talking about on Monday's episode, is that we take these truths and we twist them in order to make it feel okay inside of our body. That like, yes, that is a truth, but also that could be totally not true at all, but I'm not feeling satiated until I make it make sense inside of my head. It also happens not even correlated to anybody else. Like it could just be the things that trigger me on my own, and I have to dissect why it is that happens to me. Like I fully healed from my traumatizing breakup that happened at the beginning of 2025, but now that I'm dating again, I'm experiencing all of these new triggers that are literally brand new to me. I've never experienced them in dating ever because I didn't have this super traumatizing thing that happened to me before. So I'm navigating that a lot. And because I'm such a self-improvement girly and trying to get to the bottom of it and want to heal and don't want to be impacted by that at all anymore, I get really frustrated and feel that I have to get to the bottom of that issue. I have to come up with an explanation as to why I'm experiencing that feeling that I'm experiencing, because it will make me feel less flawed. Like it makes me feel less damaged if I get to the bottom of it and find a reason for it. I problem solve it enough that I find a reason for it. At the end of the day, it's a control thing, Like, I mean, I'm thinking of like during the breakup too, when I was being told that things were wrong with me. I had to come up with all of these examples inside of my head about why I was right and why I didn't deserve that and why I didn't do anything wrong. Because at the end of the day, it's control. It makes me feel safe to know that I didn't do anything and that I handled everything correctly. So problem solving in that sense, like being able to work through my thoughts enough to a point that I feel satiated. But it's a problem because I need to be able to just trust myself enough to not have to overwork my brain and exhaust myself and have to go through this like tiring, emotionally exhausting spiral in order to feel peace inside of my body. Because like talking about it out loud, logically it sounds like, okay, well, if that's what you have to do in order to like get to this point that you feel grounded and back at neutral again, then go ahead and do it. But that's not, I can't live my life like that. Like we can't live our life in this like protector, hyper vigilant mode, this like hyper responsibility to like get to the bottom of everything. It doesn't work. It doesn't bring peace in my life. And it actually ends up just making me more anxious. Like I'm spending more of my time feeling anxious and hyper than I am just feeling peace. What I'm starting to realize is that I spend so much time inside of my head. And I say starting to realize, and I feel a little apprehensive saying that because like I feel like I've been spending time in my head for a real long time, okay? Like I'm real aware that I spend a lot of time inside of my head. But I think that I'm just at the beginning of my journey of learning to get more into my body. And to be honest, I credit that to like all of the Wellish interviews that I've been doing recently. A lot of those talk about getting into your body and out of your head. And I guess I just didn't really credit that or understand that enough to like appreciate it fully. But it comes back to like, if you think about you just existing in the world when you feel good, you're not in your head, you're in your body, you're experiencing like whatever, just floating around, like living life. And all of a sudden, when something goes wrong or when you're being hyper vigilant about something, you're like sucked up into your head and not at all in your body. You don't even know like what's going on around you because you're so like hyper aware of every thought that's happening inside of your mind. So I think that that is really helpful to know that you don't like actually putting an intentional effort towards just experiencing whatever emotion you're feeling and not feeling like you have to solve everything. That I trust myself enough to handle the situations that show up in my life without needing to be like a freak about it. Because at the end of the day, the thing that I'm learning about myself, if you want me to be really honest, is that like I know all of these skills in order to help myself get out of those moments. But when I'm really in a spiral, like I don't have the capacity to get myself back into my body. And I need like real anchoring skills in order to help me do that. So, what I'm trying this week is one, at the end of every day, I can journal this, but like to me, when I start journaling, I do start problem solving when I'm journaling. So, just saying out loud what I'm feeling, no, and like I want to say like the negative feelings I'm experiencing, but like really any feelings I'm experiencing without anything else attached to it, without like reasoning behind it or problem solving about what's happening, just strictly naming what it is that I'm experiencing. And then anytime that I'm in a spiral, I'm going to try to get my body back to like, going to try to get back into my body through temperature. This was recommended to me by my therapist, and it's holding 2 ice cubes. I have not done it yet, so I can't report on what I think. I will let you guys know. I will keep you in the loop. But I'm going to be trying that this week to see if that helps me get, back into my body in the midst of a crisis. But I think that like when I'm in that crisis mode, I'm like so problem solving and like so trying to like sort through all of the things inside of my head that it's hard for me to like remember to apply those skills. So having those two things in my back pocket, especially the ice, like the ice is so easy. Like maybe I feel so resistant and blocked that I can't speak what I'm feeling out loud. But to be able to like just like get up and go hold 2 ice cubes, like I definitely think that's doable. Nobody's fucking cold plunging out here, okay? Like maybe one day, but like same idea. It's the same like bring yourself back to your body. Something else that I think happens here is that like if you problem solve everything and plan everything and try to figure everything out, again, like I was saying earlier, it brings you back to that control mentality because being present and just experiencing your feeling can be really vulnerable. Like if I sit here and say that like this is the thing that I'm feeling, I'm anxious for this reason, I'm spiraling for this reason. Well, wait. See, look, I'm doing it right now. We're not thinking of the reason, just the fact that we are. It's just the fact that we are doing it. It's vulnerable. Like it feels like you're admitting that something's wrong with you. And like for people like you and I that have like this struggle with this good enough thing is that it makes you feel like you're not good enough. It's like a confirmation bias that there's something wrong with you. And we're trying so fucking hard to fight against this idea that there's something wrong with us. So I don't know. I think that like it's a really peaceful hopeful idea, like to be able to just like accept that there's these things with us and that we're always on this path to healing ourselves more and more and not expecting us to be perfect magically one day, but trying to be more well than we are toxic. And I think the idea of being able to just exist without putting so much pressure on solving all of our problems could potentially bring a lot more peace into our lives. Who knows? This is the way I've existed for so long, so your girl will report back. But I mean, in theory, it sounds like it would be great. And let's come back to what we know. Like, being well doesn't mean you have to be efficient or optimized or get everything right all of the time. Like, that's what Wellish is all about. Allowing yourself to be in the process, not constantly living from this place of like repair mode. Like, I don't want to live in this place that I'm always trying to fix something. I want to just live. I want to just live, you know? Wait, this was actually super fun and super simple, and I'm really excited about being able to build on it. Like, I'll be able to like let you guys know how the ice thing goes, or just literally how the problem solving thing in general goes, because I will definitely be reporting back to you, because there will be more confession hangout chats like this. It could be fun. Okay, I want you guys to tell me what your Wellish confessions are too. Like, let's do a little community moment. Nobody likes to be alone in our fucked up feelings. So let's talk about them in the comments. I think it would be like really fun and good for everybody to, you know, have a little moment like that together. Okay, I love you guys endlessly, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Happy Friday. Thank God we made it through the week. It's a miracle. And I will talk to you guys on Monday. Talk to you then. Bye.